Howard, and for this advocacy assignment, I focused on the impact of parental incarceration on young children. I explored how incarceration affects a child's emotional, social, physical, and cognitive development, and how teachers can support these children in classroom using research-based strategies. Child letter that I came up with. Dear Miss Howard, some police people came to my house at night and took my daddy. I was crying a lot when they took him out of the house. My mommy and the lady who comes to our house told me that writing about how I feel might help me feel better. Sometimes I feel sad, and when I am sad, I do not want to play with my friends anymore. I try not to be sad, but it is hard. My mom says that I am quiet a lot now. That is because I'm thinking about my daddy. I think about when he plays with me outside and when he gives me piggyback rides at the park. I like to play the videos on my mommy's phone to hear his voice every night before I go to bed. When I am in class, I have trouble paying attention because I am thinking about daddy. I feel upset and mad. Sometimes my stomach hurts, so I have to go to the nurse, but I just want to lie down for a little bit. I do not like doing my work anymore because daddy used to help me with it at home. Whenever I hear a loud noise, I get scared because I'm thinking about the night the police people took my daddy. I get mad at the other kids when we play cars because I do not like the police car anymore. It scares me. Mommy told me not to tell the other kids about my daddy being taken. She says it might scare them. I think about my daddy a lot when you are reading and I forget what I'm supposed to do. I'm sorry about that. I do not know how to tell the other kids and my mommy how I feel, so I stay quiet and keep it to myself. I like to come to school sometimes, but only because I do not have to remember the loud noises of the police people at my house. I feel really lonely at lunch. I would like someone to sit beside me, but I do not know how to ask. I hope you like my letter. Thank you. Sincerely, Malin Perez. Is the response letter from the teacher to the child. Dear Malin, I hope you and your mother are doing well. Thank you so much for writing and entrusting me with such a thoughtful and brave letter. Words cannot describe how sorry I am to hear that this happened to you and your mom, and I send my heart and prayers for you both. I am very glad you expressed your feelings to me. What happened to your father was very scary, and I can understand that the loud noises and police cars could cause this fear. You did nothing wrong, and I want you to know that what you are feeling is very important to me. Many children who have had a parent or loved one taken away by the police before their eyes usually experience feelings of sadness, frustration, anxiety, and perhaps even confusion. According to research, it is apparent that children of incarcerated parents are often affected by personal issues such as stress and trauma responses such as anxiety or panic attacks after witnessing a parent's arrest, says the Annie E. Casey Foundation. The emotions you are having can definitely affect how safe a child might feel at school and the way they express themselves. Feeling quiet, upset, or simply wanting to be alone does not mean you're a bad child or in any trouble. It simply means your heart is hurting, and at a time and as young as you are, it can be hard to understand such big feelings all at once. You shared that your stomach sometimes hurts and that you want to lie down when you feel overwhelmed. The effects of trauma and stress might affect the body in many ways. In this case, they can lead to headaches and other physical issues, tiredness, and stomach aches in young children, such as yourself. For me to help you stay fit mentally, I will allow you to have brief breaks in the classroom, whether this be in the calm down corner, at your desk, or you may visit the nurse when your body needs time to feel safe again. You also wrote that it is hard to concentrate in class and that you miss when your father helped you with your homework. Children who deal with family incarceration often have difficulty focusing, remembering instructions, and staying engaged in learning because of how stress affects their brain, according to Lee Wang. As a support for your mental health, I decided that the most effective way will be giving you instructions more clearly, giving you a little extra time, and I will do consistent check-ins with you before, during, and after lessons to make sure you understand the work. I am aware of how lonely you feel at lunch, and are unsure of how you can ask your peers to sit with you. I assure you, they would love to sit with a brilliant and brave child like you. The National Education Association implies that children like that And children with incarcerated parents are likely to distance themselves or worry about being judged by others. It is my goal as your teacher to support your social growth through group activities, connecting you with your peers more, and practicing ways to ask others to play and sit with you. The most important thing I want you to know is that our classroom is nothing but a safe place for everybody. As teachers, I want you to know that I play an important role in supporting our students, especially those with incarcerated parents, by creating a safe, caring space where children of all ages feel accepted and supported. I will continue to check in with you, listen when you need to talk, and help you feel safe at school. Thank you once again. Thank you for entrusting me with your story. You are a very brave child, and I am here for you. Sincerely, Miss Howard. Both letters, I'm going to explain why I chose the methods included in my teacher's response and how these research supports these choices. This part of the presentation focuses on what I learned about from my research and how teachers can act as advocates for children with incarcerated parents. I learned that several studies have shown that children with incarcerated parents face unique emotions, social, and academic challenges, not because they lack ability, but because of stigma, instability, and trauma. Over 5 million children in the U.S. have experienced a parent being incarcerated at some point in their lives, according to the Annie E. Casey Foundation. As many of these children are under 8 years old, early childhood education plays an especially important role in their support systems. It is common for children of incarcerated parents to experience grief, confusion, anxiety, and shame as a result of their parents' incarceration. Children might not fully understand their parents' absence, which may lead to behavioral changes such as withdrawal, difficulty concentrating, aggression, or developmental regression. The NEA points out that many children are also stigmatized and sensitive to secrecy, which means that what makes them less likely to speak up about their family situation or seek help at school. Consequently, children may feel isolated from peers and misunderstood by adults, negatively impacting their senses of safety and belonging in the classroom. Development. Socially, children with incarcerated parents may feel isolated or worry about being judged by their peers. According to the NEA, teachers play an important role in creating inclusive classrooms and reducing stigma. This is why I included peer partnerships and guided social interactions in the teacher letter so the child can build friendships in a safe and supportive environment. For their physical development, the research also taught me that emotional stress does not only affect feelings, it can affect the body as well. The Annie E. Casey Foundation explains that children who experience trauma may develop physical symptoms such as stomach aches, fatigue, or even the need to rest. And that is why I included methods such as the quiet spaces or short breaks in the classroom. This will help regulate the child's body and help them feel calm enough to learn. For the emotional development, emotionally, children with incarcerated parents often experience fear, sadness, anxiety, and even confusion, especially if they witness the arrest. Children in these situations are at a higher risk for emotional distress and trauma. That's why I included emotional check-ins and reassurance. Research shows that consistent caring relationships with teachers help children feel safe and supported during times of instability. And finally, for their cognitive development, cognitively, children impacted by parental incarceration may struggle with attention, memory, and completing schoolwork. According to the Prison Police Initiative, children experiencing stress related to incarceration often have difficulty focusing on school. This is why I included clear instructions, academic check-ins, and extra time in my teacher letter. These strategies are not meant for special treatment. They are necessary supports that allow the child to succeed. It's important because hundreds, if not thousands, of children in the U.S. are impacted by parental incarceration, and schools are often the most stable environments they have outside their homes. Teachers may be one of the only consistent adults in a child's life during this time. Through this assignment, I learned that advocacy in education means understanding a child's experience and responding with compassion, flexibility, and research-based strategies. Overall, children with incarcerated parents need more than just academic instruction. They need understanding, emotional safety, and advocacy. By using trauma-informed methods, teachers can help reduce the long-term effects of incarceration on children's development. Thank you so much for listening.